Hello everyone, it's Sean from Sean's Toy Room, and as you see there are two boxes gone because I managed to unpack my Star Trek and Star Wars DVDs and Blu-rays. Now this is I might as well go over them, and astonishingly I have 30 minutes of footage, but don't worry, I don't have to, I have 30 minutes of footage room, but it shouldn't have to take 30 minutes to go through all these. There's not many Blu-rays. I have the Falcon and Winter Soldier. I have Sequest, the complete series. And then, of course, stacked up, I have a few, the 40th anniversary of E.T., where they did restore the guns in the bike rising scene, not the walkie-talkies. The Gift, Firestarter. No, I don't know if that's the, there you go. So, they're all here, but basically that's just a preview of the DVDs. I'm going to actually go through the Blu-rays. I'm actually going to go through the Star Trek and Star Wars DVDs. So we're going to start with the Star Trek. Now this is a 10-pack that I bought for, I think it was $50 at the Renfrew Flea Market a few years ago. And it has, as you can see, all 10 of the Star Trek movies in it. You know, Star Trek the Motion Picture, the Director's Edition, so it's a bit tighter pacing. Wrath of Khan with all the extra deleted scenes that I remember. Now you see it says 90th Anniversary Paramount. I know from my Star Trek 4 VHS that the 75th anniversary was in 86, so this is a 2001 DVD. Star Trek 3, now that's the same cover I have on my VHS. And you see it has disc 1 and disc 2, so special editions with interviews and everything. Here's Star Trek 4, The Voyage Home, again, the same cover I remember. Star Trek 5, The Final Frontier. Star Trek 6, The Undiscovered Country, the first Star Trek movie I saw in theaters. Again, these are right from the covers of the VHS I have, which comes from the 5-pack now. That's probably in the VHS box. Star Trek Generations. Star Trek First Contact. Now, while my VHS has a holographic cover, this one does not. The holographic cover shifts so that you see Locutus and Data with half his face missing. So it's kind of a spoiler, but you already saw the movie in theaters anyway. Insurrection. And, of course, Nemesis. Now, I think I will just take a picture of the Star Trek DVD 10-pack, and that will be the thumbnail for the video. Now, as far as the Star Wars, you've got Andor. Haven't seen it yet, not even with my friend Daniel. Mandalorian Season 1 on Steelbook, Mandalorian Season 2 on Steelbook, Blu-ray, and, of course, Obi-Wan itself. So, the only one I haven't seen is Andor, so I might as well put him on the top so that he's ready. But first we take the Star Trek out of here, and you can see how I have all the Star Wars DVDs. Now, I don't know if I've already went through them, but I might have, actually. Give me a moment to check my catalog on my channel. Be right back. Alright, I'm back. I stopped at the right point. I already had the Star Wars DVDs covered. But here's Star Trek 2009 and Star Trek Into Darkness, again, the time of original release, and of course Star Trek Beyond. Now that's the one that came with 3 little ships from Walmart, brought brand new, and these are the non-director's editions of the DVDs, so you always have 2 of them. Okay, so put everything back, and maybe we will delve further into the Blu-rays after all. Make it about a 10-minute video, so I'll be right back. I'm going to have to get the DVDs into a, do the Blu-rays a few at a time. So here's the first picture. So, you have Dunkirk and Avengers Infinity War, Oppenheimer, the Mortal Kombat trilogy, Morgan, Tracers, one of the recent Taylor Lautner movies, Despicable Me, And of course, rather than naming them all, you can see them all here. Of course, I bought the DVD because I couldn't get the Blu-ray to work reliably. I've been having trouble with that. But you can see the movies here now. I'm trying to get it at an angle where the light doesn't glare. Not entirely successful. So I'll put these on the shelf and go for the next pile. Alright, you had enough Blu-rays to get into the second picture, so here you go. Like the Rocky, I believe that's the 6-pack. Rambo, Last Blood, Skyscraper, Aquaman, Deepwater Horizon, Chronicle. Now, that's the movie I first saw Michael B. Jordan as a movie star, but of course you remember him from Friday Night Lights, which I have all 5 seasons of. Just haven't unpacked it yet. So there you go. But speaking to Michael B. Jordan, so far found 2 of the 3 Creed movies. But because it's part of a series, and I bought the first few on DVD as well, they stay together even on the DVD shelf. And speaking of DVDs, I still have about 3 boxes to unpack. Well, these 3, as you can see. This is filled with that which I was willing to sell at Deep River Geek Fest. That was back in June. And of course, this box of DVDs is partially empty. So it's not completely empty yet, and you're getting the West Wing. Of course, you have the entire 40th anniversary collection of the West Wing somewhere. Yeah, and of course, here's Chucky, Season 2. And She-Ra's in there, The Practice, everything. So, for now, I am basically done with the the Blu-ray unpacking. I'll put Creed back on the... There you go. That's about all for today. You got the Hobbit trilogy over here. There you go, see? There you are. I got most of the stickers off of it. And of course you got Sequest. So you're slowly gathering the seasons on DVD, because I tried to watch the Blu-ray and it froze somehow during the first episode on Blu-ray, so that wasn't any fun. But it's nice. You've got the boxes down to 3 boxes. I'm going to see if I can shift them around a bit so it's easier to get at. Well, that's about it. There you go. So now more of the rug is exposed, and of course you could load all the movies into there bit by bit, but I'm going to try to keep each video around 10 minutes. And as far as... Oh, wait. Chucky Season 3? Give me one moment. There is Chucky Season 2 and 3 together. Still have to find number 1. So that's good. That's good. And of course, there's all of Dallas in front of Dragonball Z. You've got Buffy. Now I know, they're not all alphabetical. But maybe they don't have to be. This spacing here is almost identical to the space it is available. So give me one moment. And Murder, She Wrote is back there. Well, if I'm going to go alphabetically, but you don't know what else I'm going to find. So I'm just going to leave everything as it is for now. And that's that. That is the TV series shelf unpacked so far. However, a lot of TV series are in this box here, so give me one moment. There's Chucky's 3s and 1, so they can all be together now. So it's it really is quite a scattered pile here. Let me just take a look at what exactly I have for Better Call Saul. I think the only one I'm missing is Season 2. So I'd better adjust my cell phone list when I get a chance. We got... Okay, 5th season, final season of Breaking Bad. Trying to put everything together here. Give me a moment. Because I think I have all the seasons of Breaking Bad by now. Not quite sure though. It's hard to tell. Everything's all over the place. So let me do a bit of rearranging, and I will be right back. Alright, I think I have all my TV series organized. And if you get back far enough, you get that picture. So, let's see. You've got Blue Blood, seasons 1 through 8. Ooh, Flash, season 4. Come here. Wait a minute. There you go. Now the Flash is together. Ghostbusters, Police Squad. 3 different versions of RoboCop, but this one has the 4 movies from the turn of the millennium. And this one's probably completely clear because that one's missing a disc and it's a bit damaged. Designated Survivor, Lois and Clark, the first 2 seasons anyway. Captain Power and the Soldiers of the Future, Krypton, so G.I. Joe the cartoon, all 5 episodes of Ballers with The Rock, the first and last season of The Practice, She-Ra, 3 of Baywatch, all of the 100, 4 of The West Wing, although now I have the complete series, He-Man and She-Ra Christmas Special, Clone Wars Season 1, I'm looking for the others, Outer Limits Seasons 1 and 4, Stargate Seasons 1 and 2, Karate Kid, and all 5, so far, seasons of Cobra Kai. And I don't think I've watched all of Season 1 and 2 yet, so I should get going on that. I'm just trying to finish Karate Kid number 2 and 3 first, before I do that. So, that is the DVD reorganization part. Well, it's my DVD collection, the next part. Unpacking them. So, let's see. I'm going to put on the complete series first and go from there. The revised first bottom row now. Here's the revised top row, middle row, top row. Well, actually, and you see how they can be too deep. And there you go. So you now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 of Breaking Bad. All the seasons, all complete. And if you move, now you don't have all of Frasier yet. It's probably in another box. But you do have, if you move G.I. Joe, and He-Man and She-Ra Christmas Special. It's kind of the unofficial pilot for She-Ra. There you go. And then of course, you'll want to put the Karate Kid and all the Cobra Kai seasons so far over here. And then move the stand up a bit. There you go. Home Improvement over here. G.I. Joe over here. Even Frasier over here. So that you can put the Flash in place. Personally, I like seasons 2 and 3 of The Flash the best so far. But you haven't seen all the others, so. And until you can get them packed cleanly, you kind of stack them like that. So, as it stands now, and I'm done unpacking for now, so that, well, you're not quite done unpacking because there are more TV series to come. And since I have 30 minutes of footage total, give me one moment. First few seasons of ER. I bought them for about $5 each at a flea market and Value Village. First 2 seasons of Sequest on DVD, because as I said, I couldn't get the Blu-ray to work reliably, so I had to think of something, some kind of workaround. And I will buy them one by one at Value Village or the flea market or something. Okay. So let's see what else we've got here. Titans, Three Stooges. I think we're getting into the James Bond movies now. Oh, there's the 3rd season of Superman and Lois. Didn't want it to go missing, so it can go right in here. There you go. Alright, so I will see if I can get all the James Bond movies out, because they're waiting for the top shelf. Top shelf of the Blu-ray cabinet. I think I've got most of Bond except for the Daniel Craig movies, so let me put them in a random order. Well, except for Daniel Craig, there is my Bond collection. There you go. So now it goes up on that shelf. So Bond is there with Sean Connery towards that end, and all the remaining Blu-ray movies that don't all fit as part of a DVD series are out of the way. And I think, except for a few... Oh, remember I was talking about Daniel Craig? Give me one moment. I got 4 of them. The Golden Girls, I got season 1. It can go between, well, after G.I. Joe here. There you go. You're leaving space in case you find the other ER seasons, because I'm sure they're in the box somewhere. But as you can see, you have a whole set of DVDs stacked this way. Then you have them stacked on top of each other. So that's where the movies begin. And that's going to be a bit of a task to unpack the movies and put them in some kind of alphabetical order so I can put them on the shelf. So the TV series cabinet is complete for now. There's the picture, and that should be the thumbnail for this video. So it's getting there. And I'm going to stop the video for that section, but I can tell that I'm just about to start alphabetically arranging my movies and probably film that for another video. So I'll release them a week apart. But since I'm in the organizing mood, I'm probably going to do it in a day or two. But that's all for now for Sean's Toy Room. Oh, and look, I guess books count. So there's Terry Brooks. There's some Star Trek books. Now, as you see, the Elfstones of Shannara is not going to fit there. So what I'm going to have to do is when I find the other books, I'm going to unpack them and everything will work out. But in the meantime, I'm kind of curious what exactly is in the box that says Models Room that's sitting on the couch. I know it's not all VHS tapes, and you've seen the VHS tapes before, so I don't have to do too much. Since you've seen the VHS tapes be collection already, I don't need to show unpacking that on video, but it's nice to get the boxes down in order. So I'll do them first, put them in the taller boxes. See, that's the good thing. A box like this, which is like that, can fit sideways into a tall box like this. So even if you have 3 more tall boxes, well, each of them is going to take a small box like this, and look. You wanted to know about Star Trek and series. I think I found the box in which the rest of them are, so I guess this will be a longer video after all. Yes, I think everything that's missing is found in this box. I really do. So, let me start with Star Trek, and I'll be right back. An exhaustive list, but here's most of the remaining Star Trek seasons I have. Season 5 of Discovery's around somewhere. There you go. All 6 seasons of Xena Warrior Princess. Trying to get it so I can get a good picture. There's a good picture, and of course I'll zoom in as appropriate. All 8 seasons of Monk that I bought around 2010. And of course, the series that brought Pierce Brosnan to America, Remington Steele, essentially his training to be Bond. All 15 seasons of ER, most bought from the flea market or Value Village, and only a couple at the end bought at, say, Sunrise Records or something. So now I'll put them on the shelf. There you go. All 11 seasons. Get the glare off. of Frasier. Don't worry, that gets zoomed in too. There we go. All 10 seasons of Smallville, bought, say, the year after they aired. Friday Night Lights, the one I spoke of, that first brought Michael B. Jordan onto our screens. So I would get him to sign one of those if I ever met him in person. Of course, now that he's a big movie star, he probably won't come to many conventions. So far, so good. Babylon 5, the complete series. Hercules' Legendary Journeys in the complete series. Strangely enough, I thought I'd bought it in separate seasons. Maybe I was mistaken. And next to Dallas, my favorite soap opera series, Dynasty itself. You can see all 3 sides here. I'm going to put it at the end near Monk. And then, of course, you have House of Cards. So the first 3 seasons is in one season pack. There's 4, 5, and 6. There you go. And then you put the random TV series here, like G.I. Joe. There's Golden Girls, He-Man and She-Ra. Knight Rider. And to top off the bottom shelf, don't have, well, let's see. Just give me 1 second. You've got Sliders, the complete series, but I think I can put a Three Stooges tin right beside it. Now, I saw one. I think it, here we are. Here we are. Yes, the Three Stooges tin. Now, that is not the same as the Three Stooges that I have under my bed side table. Here's that Three Stooges collection. See? I bought it for $40 at an American Best Buy in 2012. Here's the best way I know of to store the small boxes inside the tall boxes that I intend to use to replace broken boxes that are in my closet. Now, some of them are intact. This was already redone, and of course I'm just going to have to dig my way in this walk-in closet and replace the boxes that are broken, which I will do eventually. And unpacking the DVDs will allow me to do that. So really, after all of that, I can now use as the thumbnail for this video the alright, well, stand Star Trek Discovery up until I find its other seasons. There you go. Stay. So I now can present to you, there you go, there's a good picture, the completed TV series cabinet. That is pretty well every TV series I possess. And of course, as you see, there's room for future Star Trek like Strange New Worlds and Discovery Season 5 when I find it, and Prodigy, and if I get into Lower Decks and everything. So it's mostly alphabetical, not quite. Dragonball Z is now buried behind Buffy, but behind Babylon 5 is ER, and behind Smallville should be, well, Stargate, and behind Remington Steele and Xena is Walker, Texas Ranger, and the 4 seasons of the West Wing. So let me perform the ultimate test, getting this cabinet to close. Well, it's working slowly. It's not pressing against the glass too much. There. And that's what the DVD cabinet looks like when it's closed. And I first got this cabinet back in 2011 from my parents. Now, I had never seen it in their house before, but they gave it to me, and there you go. So now, really, all I have left, this is a box of action figures, mostly Star Wars, and some Hot Wheels, but I now have a solution for the Hot Wheels. This is just like a preview of what's coming up in Sean's model builds. This is a DVD box that I'm going to leave for sale at toy conventions, so they are duplicates of Breaking Bad seasons, because I believe I have season 1 right there, so yeah. Yeah, so only 3 more boxes to empty, and then this rug will be mostly empty. You can see the progress I made in the room now. And of course that shelf is now full, so let's see here. There really is only... wait a minute, I've got the answer. You've got 3 tall boxes, 1, 2, 3, and 3 small boxes, 1, 2, 3. So the tall boxes can be put in the small boxes. So you'll have about 8 total to replace the boxes in the walk-in closet, repack them properly, and everything. And then this living room will be all organized. It's going to be and of course, once you unpack all the carded Star Wars figures, I can put them in this cabinet that the landlord left. Then I can shift the couch that way, and all the conversation circles will be complete. Those loose Star Wars and Visionary figures really should go in the toy room right now, so I'll set the camera up in there and we'll bring them inside. As a preview, in the next installment of unpacking action figures, and if I did my job properly, all the action figures that are G.I. Joes or Visionaries on the top row and the other row should be able to be unpacked properly. And there they are on display. And of course, you have 6 per row. So 6, 12, 14, 18, 24, 30, 36, 42, 48, 54, and 60. So 10 rows of 60. They each fit an action figure. Usually a Star Wars one, sometimes a Visionary, sometimes a G.I. Joe. And they can all be set up somewhere, possibly on a windowsill such as this, because even when I do this, it won't be destroyed. And since they're not wooden shelves, but they're action figures, they should be able to stand in rows behind each other, alternating their head spaces so that all their faces can be seen. And that way, I won't have to use all these little shelving units, some of which wouldn't allow them to be visible, and they might fall over because they're rather crooked. So that does leave me the question of what I use these shelving units for, but I think that when I start unboxing the 6-inch Black Series Star Wars figures, that will be the answer to that question. And of course, I don't need to do a video on unpacking the DVDs, the VHSs. I'm very pleased that after all that, 3 more boxes I unpacked just today, that I only have 3 tall boxes of DVD movies, all of which will fit in here now, with room to spare, because a lot of the unwatched movies that I just want to keep went in that box. So I'm pretty pleased with the DVD unpacking so far. This was, I guess, episode 2, and it's almost 30 minutes long. But that's because I was able to delete a lot of the Google backup photos and videos I just didn't need and restore my phone's greater filming capacity. And it's nice to know that the same room that all the DVDs are in, it's where the Avengers movies are, and Dragonball Z, and Star Trek, and the wrestling, of course. So I guess that's all today for Sean's Toy Room. If you stuck around till this end of the video, thanks very much. If you're wondering where all the rest of the action figures are going to go, including Star Trek and Star Wars, they're from these 3 boxes, and of course once they're empty, I can repack stuff in the closet too. Now I'm going to try to alternate. I'm going to try to have, some heavy books interspersed with light books, so it's only a medium weight box, that kind of thing.